In 2001, when I found out I had leukemia, it didn't sink in at the beginning. I'd never really been ill, and my wife was 3 months pregnant at the time. My first thoughts were, I'm not going to get to live to see my son.
I had to be strong for Ash, and I had to be strong for myself. I couldn't even think that he wasn't going to make it.
The girl who met me was a girl I'd worked with, and I'd also nursed her father. And she said, Ashley's got leukemia. And I thought, leukemia? Can't have. And just didn't accept it. And then we went to see Ashley, and he was a very frightened person sitting in that bed with Lisa at his side. And I still couldn't accept Ashley had cancer.
Right, I've got to get through these treatments, I've got to get through these bad periods, and I've got to, because I need to see my son being born. My son being born was about the biggest event in my life, because it meant that I'd got through my treatment, I got to hold him in my arms, and I had children, which I'd always wanted. So I'm not going to be dramatical enough to say that Monty got me through my treatment, but it was a major factor to focus my mind on seeing him being born. And you know, Monts will always be special to me for that.
Well, Ashley was sent home on several occasions after he had his treatment of chemotherapy. He had to go to Southend to have his lines flushed and treatment, and he got infected by somebody not using the correct methods.
The second day in my local hospital, I was sitting there waiting for my intravenous drugs to be administered, and the nurse came at me after a few patients with no gloves on, and what I found out later, with unclean hands. It wasn't her fault at all. It was understaffed there was a lot of patients, and she was doing the best she could in the circumstance. But what she did, she hooked me up to my line and gave me a blood infection. That blood infection hit immediately. Within 45 minutes, I was extremely ill. What it felt like to me, and this is the only way I can describe that, is that I could feel my internal organs shutting down. I prayed and I said, you know, Lord, you know, if you're there, you know, I'm not a hugely religious man, or I wasn't at the time, you know. I said, but if you're there, I really, really need you right now. This is, you know, I really need you. I don't want to die. I want to see my son. I want, you know, if you help me get out of this position right now, you know, I will dedicate my life to helping people and doing the best I can. I promise you. I won't go back on my word.
Lisa drove like mad to London, and I sat with Ashley in the back of the car holding him. And when we got to Bart's, we had to have a wheelchair to get him to the ward to have more treatment. Hopefully the infection wouldn't kill him, but he was lucky he came through it again. Very, very strong person.
I got close to death, almost died, because someone passed on an infection through their dirty hands. And this is where Max was born. We created, me and my team, the Max character. And now Max is really basically an animation in its origins, and the animation teaches people a best practice into how you keep your hands clean. Very simple message, but I know the power of that. My team and I said, no, we're going to do this. So with the help of Basildon University Hospital, we came up with a best technique in a patient care environment of this is how you should clean your hands with soap and water before you touch anyone. Simple. It's all about promotion and awareness. Now, in my brain, I'm ticking my box because I'm giving back. Because if I can stop one person becoming ill, contracting MRSA or C. diff, I've done my job, haven't I? To the best of my ability. but it's grown since then. Max has come on and it's got a life of its own. It isn't just about cleaning your hands. It's about the promotion and awareness of well-being of everyone, especially children. A poster on the wall, a badge on a nurse, or it could be the DVD that we've made, or a screensaver, just to keep at the back of mind all the time, I've got to have my hands clean. And it's not just patients and staff, it's also visitors. So we need to go out into the community. We need to get out into GP surgeries, into dentists, into anywhere that has food preparation, anywhere. We need to just let everybody know this is serious stuff. We have people dying right now in our NHS hospitals of diseases that we could help eradicate just by having clean hands. So Max, and in all his glory, is just a small character in a big world that can make a difference.